Today we have James Griffiths with us from InFocus. He's going to be demonstrating the new Mondopad.
So this is the Mondopad. This is an all-in-one touchscreen PC. This is a regular PC, runs Windows 7, comes with Office 2013, and you manage it like every other PC that you would in whatever company or school or business you send this to. What we add to it is our applications for electronic whiteboard and video conferencing and collaboration. We also can, at any time we're doing anything with this, we can print, we can save, or we can email anything that we've done up here, any of our notes, any of our screen captures. We have all these icons along the bottom, and we're going to talk about these one at a time. We have internet, we've got a whiteboard, we have video conferencing, so we've got all kinds of things. So let's start here at home. The interface is with a tablet of some sort. So your user on your conference table, the president sits at one end and he can manipulate the Mondopad wirelessly, full annotation, full capabilities, wireless. So it is also, by the way, let's go here, compatible with iOS and OS X. So for those that aren't Apple savvy, that means that it's an iPad environment and it's the PowerBook, AirBook, AirMac environment. It's easy, by the way, getting started. When you want to do wireless control, your instructions on how to do that are on the board. And the apps that you would need to download are located on the Mondopad. There are two wireless antennas back here, so there are redundant wireless radios. One for your Wi-Fi network, so that you can connect to your network wirelessly. The other produces the BYOD hotspot that allows you to connect iPads and tablets. So when you're connecting, let's say we have this in an office or a building where you have guests coming in to use it all the time. They can attach with their wireless device and never have access to your network, and actually don't have access to the internet either. It's a BYOD, bring your own device hotspot only. This is a standalone device unless you enable it to drill through your firewall. It's in your admin privileges. It's a 2-password protected location where you can then enable accessing network folders, saving to network, moving presentations across the network, or printing to a common printer somewhere in the office. That has to be enabled after it's installed. Out of the box, it doesn't have that access. So when we have a wireless device, we can mirror the Mondopad on the device or launch the device onto the Mondopad. Just a switch of which is it looking at. So you can go either direction. So a visitor can come in, launch onto the Mondopad, show their device on the Mondopad and do their presentation for you, still having all the capabilities of annotation and printing and saving and sharing and all that stuff, but the presentation's resident on their device. When we launch something, when we send something to the board, we can get information in. There are 4 USBs here on the side. We can email to the board. We can wirelessly send presentations or devices to the board. They're always going to show up in this folder called View and Share. It's where you put all the stuff that you want. We can open up a presentation. So now we're in PowerPoint. And we can go through our presentation, up and down, by the way. I can go either direction. Come on, here we go. All the way back to the beginning. Or I can swipe them this way. Whichever is easiest for you. You can also do that on your device. You can also do that with a handheld clicker if you prefer that sort of thing. We can highlight the presentation a number of different ways. This is called the laser pointer. And by the way, if you're a wanderer, you'll notice that the toolbar is also on this side. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, or if you wander and just happen to want to pick it up, it's on the other side. So this laser pointer works just like a handheld laser pointer. It's meant to highlight your presentation, but it's not annotation. We're not wanting to save these notes. It's just a highlighter. So if we want to do that, we turn off the laser pen and turn on annotation. We can change our font size. We can change our opacity. Had we done multiple annotations across these screens, it would say, do you want to send just this one or all of them? Okay. So you have that extra choice if I've done more annotation. And now at this point, we can save this either as a whiteboard file, as a JPEG, or as a PDF to either the PC that's in the slot or a shared network folder. Or we could print it, or we can share this as a JPEG or as a PDF, and then this address list could link to your global address list. If we're making notes on top of a presentation, we're correcting something or updating it or going to change something, so we're making notes for someone else to make changes. If our job was to affect the changes and hand it off to somebody in a final form, we could edit in PowerPoint. Instead of notes or highlight or annotation, just press edit, and we can come through, choose one of these. Those are the things we can do during a presentation. And that is also true if we're using Excel or Word or any other application. The other thing is that this is just a PC behind all the magic. So if you had other, let's say we're talking about an education institution that has curriculum software or preferred programs that they want to use, just load them on. If they run on PC, you can load them on here, and then we can add them to the scroll down here, and they can have shortcuts to all their applications if they want. Let's say it's Skype or GoToMeeting or it's Blackboard or it's curriculum software, WizTeach or something like that. Anything you want on there. It's no different than creating a shortcut on your desktop and throwing it on the folder where it shows up down here. I will tell you this about our web browser. Very heavily filtered. These end up in second-grade classrooms. So nothing even closely related to objectionable shows up here. If you find that's too restrictive, all you need to do is close it and open up Internet Explorer on the desktop. Then it's only subject to the filters that are on your network, not the super restrictive ones that are in the Mondopad shell. We have the same capabilities of annotation over a live website. So if we were doing web, we could be doing this and say, move this over. We want to move this up and make it larger. Okay. We also have a whiteboard file, electronic whiteboard. Now this is a little different than most. I'm going to move this up and out of the way. And I'm going to say that pretend this is the maximum number of pages that we can make. Actually, it's 100 by 100. But the difference is that most start in that corner. You can't, from the starting point, go up, left. You can go down or right, because it starts in that top corner. The difference with us is that we start in the center. So that if you're doing a flow chart or if you're doing a what if then kind of thing, you can, from the start, go up, left, right, and down. And adding pages is no more difficult than adding another page. And you'll see we can go directly 2 pages. Let's make this page 1, this page 2, this page 3. We have direct access to all 3 of them. Also true if we go up, we get 4, 5, and 6. This can move this way, and that can move anywhere you want. And also accessible from the side, either side at any time. That's this bar. We can also import pictures. This is one of my favorites. And we can video conference. Our video conference surface is compatible with any surface that's out there. So if you wanted to use Cisco, Polycom, Tandberg, if you had an existing relationship or had the preference of WebEx or GoToMeeting or Microsoft Link, whatever sort of communication method you choose, it's compatible. Now, if you don't have one, then we include one for the first year when you buy a Mondopad, InFocus.net. So you can do all the things that I'll show you it will do. It comes included for the first year. Bridge is working today. Ta-da!
Welcome to the Connect's video conferencing system. Please enter the meeting room.
Just as easy as that.
Followed by the...
You can dial Skype, Link, audio-only calls, or H.323 calls directly. So if you just wanted to enter in an IP address, you may. If we had multiple Mondopads in the building on the same network, we can link them together by IP address. That's the little icon up here, sharing Mondopads. The reset meeting is the last little icon over here, and that's a pretty important little thing to have, particularly if it's a busy conference room. It turns off all the remote connections, puts everything back in the folders if you had several things open from View and Share. Put all your presentations back in.